Welcome to the third edition of Hypnosis, Facts and Fiction. My name is Danielle DELANEY, and I'm here with Jocelyne CARDINAL, a psychotherapist, hypnotherapist, and also a member of the Hypnologist Association of Quebec.
Hi, Danielle.
Hello. Jocelyne, how long have you been practicing psychotherapy, and why do you use hypnotherapy in your practice?
Well, I practice psychotherapy since more than 12 years, and I have decided to add hypnotherapy because there is something very special with hypnotherapy, is it gives access to a deeper level of consciousness into every person, and it was important for me because I specialize in self-healing, finding the cause of sickness, chronic sickness, and healing the child within. It was necessary for me to be able to access those deeper parts inside the person, my client.
And which techniques do you use to make all of this happen with your patients?
Yeah, well, it's very simple, you know. It's not something like we could imagine, something very mysterious or magical, you know, where the people lose the control and the hypnotherapists go and do anything to that person, you know. It's first with the induction, you know, verbal induction, you can bring the person to relax the body very deeply, you know, to let go all the tension. And then it is also possible to put the mind out of defense, you know, because the mind wants to resist the transformation. So with the hypnotherapy technique, we can use very simple thing like focusing with the eyes, blinking with the eyes, or some, forget the name, some magnetic passes.
Right, okay.
Induction, you know, we bring the person to let go the resistance of the body and the mind, and then we have access to the deep consciousness. It's not like the person is asleep, no, the person is more awakened. And the consciousness for me is the part that I would call the knower or the healer inside. And the knower have a possibility to contact the great knowledge inside the person. So we can go and find the blockage, find the causes of the sickness, the causes of the bad, difficult behavior.
Right, right.
So it's a very organic process, you know. It's easy, one level after another one. We start with the body, we start with the mind, and then the awareness is increased, you know, and with an increased awareness, there's a possibility to contact the vastness inside the person. So for me, sickness and blockage is a contraction.
Okay.
And when the mind is not controlling, I can bring more vastness, more expansion. So we go and contact the blockage.
And are these the cases where you get the best results, and when it's like, in what type of situations do you get the best results from the patient to really, for them to get these feelings out? Or
yeah, well, when those blockages are from the childhood,
okay,
of course, the memory cannot carry that. Sometimes it's been too painful. So level after another level, organically, we go deeper and deeper. And then we touch the blockage and image come. And then the emotional release comes.
And what's the goal? What's your goal when you do this with your patient? What's your ultimate goal?
Oh, my ultimate goal is self-healing, self-empowering. You know, I want the person to feel the vastness and the strength inside herself.
Great. Well, thank you very much. And now let's go see what the people on the street think of this week's question.
For instance, I know that this kid who gave up smoking for 2 weeks, but I'm not sure if if you could just say, okay, you know, I'll hypnotize you and you'll give up smoking for forever or something. I'm not sure if it's useful in that manner or not.
I would assume that medicine, there's a certain amount of effectability that, yeah, somebody could get better by hypnosis when it's all psychological and not, you know, biological.
Like I said, the only thing I really know about is how it's been used in certain cases to help people overcome psychological fears.
That in a medical sense, it can be helpful, and there are many proofs that it is actually helpful.
Well, I think it can have probably medical applications. I think it can have strong psychological possibilities for modifying behavior, for helping people with stress, for curbing anxiety and so on.
If it can help people, the main thing that I would like to see is if it could help people to stop smoking, to stop overeating, to do anything that can help them in a healthier, positive way. I think it would be wonderful.
Dr. Casavant, what is a holistic psychotherapist?
Well, it's something that I've coined recently because my interest as a whole person, people are not just parts. Mm-hmm. And I'm trained in clinical psychology, and one of the things we tend to look at only one aspect. And when I was working as a psychologist in the hospital context, everybody had their expertise, and it seemed to me to make more sense to approach individuals more as a whole, physically, emotionally, psychologically, mentally, that's included in the psychological processes, but also with regard to the spirituality of the person, the beingness. And you know, it's amazing because in 1910, the first scientific paper was published on psychosomatics. What happens with the physical body affects the mind, and the mind also affects the physical body. So I've included or added many trainings over the years, which was looking exactly at the whole person, whether we need some natural medicine, we need some herbs, we need basically even hypnosis. What exactly can be the best tool to help a person as a whole? So that's why my interest in holistic psychotherapy.
And when did you start using hypnosis?
Well, I started to use hypnosis around 1974. I'm just 29, so basically I was curious to what really happens in the process of trance induction and how do people can achieve changes for themselves. And over the years, from 1974, then I got to receive further training in the traditional classical approach to hypnosis, and then eventually in the early 1980s, I specialized also in Ericksonian psychotherapy, which is kind of a different approach to using hypnosis.
According to your experience, how does hypnotherapy contribute to the psychotherapeutic process?
Well, the thing is basically where naturally we tend to be in a trance. We look at TV, we're in a trance. We get in the car in the morning, we drive to the office, mostly in a trance. When we start focusing with great attention on a piece of work we're doing, it's another form of trance. So trance is very natural, it's very normal for human beings. Daydreaming, well, until there's something that happens that really takes us out of the trance. Now, we can use this, which is a natural phenomena, to help people achieve changes within themselves, changes that they wish to achieve, changes that where they can either stop smoking, or they can reduce their weight if that's the wish, or they can achieve better as performers or sports people, you name it.